I look like a rubber, don't I? Hello everyone and welcome to my corner of the world. So today we're going to be talking about one of Marvel's most successful superheroes in existence. Me. No, not really. Spider-Man. As you can see, it goes all the way down, and not going to wear the mask because it just looks stupid. In 1962, Marvel editor Stan Lee was casting for a new hero, and he looked around and found Jack Kirby, who's an artist, and then with Jack Kirby collaborated with Joe Simon, who worked on the initial costume and the ideas, and they talked about an unpublished hero who had found a ring that gave him special powers, and he was a teenager as well. He was living with two older people, assumed an old couple, didn't say whether or not they were related, but that's where Peter's Uncle Ben and Aunt May come from. They got consent from Martin Goodman, who was the editor-in-chief at the time. In issue 15 of Amazing Fantasy, which used to be known as Amazing Adult Fantasy, Spider-Man was featured for the first time. Now there are all kinds of Spider-Mans. There's Amazing Spider-Man, there's Ultimate Spider-Man, there's Spider-Man 2099, there's Spider-Man India, and there's even a Japanese version called The Bug Boy. So all over the world, all kinds of things. The longest running though is The Amazing Spider-Man. It turned 50 last year and we saw the end of Spider-Man as we know him. And now we're onto a new arc called Superior Spider-Man. But we'll get onto that a little bit later. So Peter Parker, bit awkward as a teenager, got a bit better as he got older, and had a few dates here and there. In the cartoon of Amazing Spider-Man, we saw Liz Allen, we saw Betty Brant, obviously Gwen Stacy, and Mary Jane Watson. Now Mary Jane Watson and Gwen Stacy have both been in films, but obviously Mary Jane Watson was the first one, and she was played by Kirsten Dunst in the film series with Tobey Maguire. Now that film series first started with the Green Goblin from Oscorp, with Harry Osborn is Peter's best friend, and his father uses a serum that changes him and he gets like a sort of Jekyll and Hyde voice thing going. And, if you've seen it, you know how it goes. I won't spoil too much in case you haven't. But yeah, Mary Jane falls in love with Spider-Man, but she doesn't find out. It all just stays the way it is. Then we have the second one, and the second one was Dr. Octopus. Now, Dr. Octopus has a huge history with Spider-Man, because he has this headgear, more or less, and throughout the 50 years, Spider-Man started using it more and more and more, and without realizing it, Doc Ock was basically mapping out his brain, right? And because of that, on Doc Ock's deathbed, after many years of being thwarted by Peter constantly, all the time, he finally managed to completely map out all of Peter's memories and all of Peter's experiences and the way he feels. And in doing so, what happened was that they swapped bodies, and Peter was in the dying form of Doc Ock, basically about to wither away. So in a last attempt to change future, I suppose, Peter surges Doc Ock with all his memories, all his experiences, and everything to do with being a hero. And Doc Ock is overwhelmed with a sense of justice, and I suppose he learns the whole, obviously the really big headline, with great power comes great responsibility, which initially wasn't taught by his Uncle Ben, but was later associated with his Uncle Ben. So because of that, we now have Superior Spider-Man, where Doc Ock is now basically being the new, and I suppose, his mind, bigger genius than Peter Parker, more or less. So that's going to be interesting. I'd like to see how that pans out. But anyway, getting off topic there, that's a whole other tangent. Other enemies with the Tobey Maguire series. In the third film, we have a clash of Sandman and Venom, and that's all kinds of cool because for a while, Peter is that kind of, Black Spider-Man, and then he, has to fight that demon, and then it takes over another man's body. It takes over Harry. So he has to appeal to Harry's better nature, and obviously gets to in the end because, sorry to spoil it, but the film basically ends in good, and Sandman goes back to normal. The new arc that has recently started is based on issue 6 of The Amazing Spider-Man with the Lizard, more or less, where rather than, because the difference, right, is the first 3 films, Peter's abilities are all completely and utterly supernatural. The web and everything is all completely supernatural. In The Amazing Spider-Man, we have him exactly the same, like reflexes are all good and all that other stuff, but instead he has cartridges that he steals from the science tower where Gwen Stacy works, and that's where Gwen Stacy comes in. And so that ties back to the video game, where originally with the video game, what would happen is you have to collect these little cartridges that you have on the web because you'd run out after a while. So I suppose I felt a stronger kinship with the second one because, I mean, well, this new Spider-Man is all kinds of just gorgeous. And yeah, I like the idea that his powers are limited. It makes him more human, makes it more real, I suppose. Throughout the cartoon, there's also Rhino, there's the Punisher, there's Shocker, there's all kinds of other ones that you see, even Scorpion, but they're not really huge ones. They might be in this new arc, we don't know, anything could happen at this point. But yeah, that's the extent of it all. I've got some merchandise that I want to show you guys. It's not a lot, I only recently got back into comic book heroes. I was big on it when I was a kid, but I kind of dropped it because I just had too many, way too many interests, and Pokemon took over, and that's another video altogether. The Ultimate Spider-Man DVD that's very recent, it's got like Nova, and it features Hulk and Wolverine and Thor, and there's all kinds of episodes about overcoming that kind of stuff. I've got this awesome as pencil case with my name on it of the Amazing Spider-Man arc, so that's cool, one of each. That was courtesy of my friend Aaron, who works in marketing for Marvel and Pokemon, so yeah, we're really good friends. And for more than just that, of course. And then I've got a poster which came with the DVD. And this poster is, let me tell you, fantastic. It's yeah, I love it. I haven't put it up yet because I just discovered it today as I was getting my stuff ready. But as you can see, it's just a really fantastic picture. Can you tell the resemblance? You see that? Yeah. You see all those muscles? Yeah, that's going to be me. Yeah, you see the face? Yeah. Even the mask. No, not the mask, no. Furthermore, I don't know how much you guys know about Jessica Drew, aka Spider-Woman. I recently discovered who she is and I love her arc. It's very small. I'm hoping she's going to feature in this new Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. TV show because she just doesn't get enough coverage, and you don't know if she's evil, you don't know if she's not evil. I assume she's not. But anyway, so I have the Marvel Knights DVD. Look at that. Isn't that fantastic? Like seriously, the boobs and like the belly and like the mask and her hair, and can you see her hair? No, you can't. And she just looks so sinister, like there's no real way of telling if she's, you know, nice or bad. This here, which is the same thing as the Marvel Knights thing, but it's the actual comic book, so it's got all kinds of epicness and just phantasmicism. And I'll find you an amazing page in it because it's like a fantastic picture. But like, see how dark it is? See how it's not like bright colors and stuff? It's like really, that's what I love about her. She's so real. And there's like a panel box where she's like, and I thought Wolverine or I thought Logan was really screwed up. Well, guess what, Logan? I now win. And it's just all kinds of dark. And she's approached by Hydra, this new organization called S.W.O.R.D., which she works for, and she's not really sure if she can trust them. And then there's this where she like dives there, that's her, she's got a bit of wings. But yeah, anyway, that's Spider-Woman. I'll talk about that in another video if you like. This costume, I found it in an op shop for $8 and it was my size. And my friend and I, when we were together, we were like, oh my god, it's Carlos sized and you need to get it. And I tried it on and it was perfect. And I even got the mask and everything, but I look like I want to rob a bank wearing this, so I'm not going to. I basically decided that I'll be Peter post-war scene or post-fight scene because every time that a fight is over, somehow the mask has come off. Which is what I really hate about this new Amazing Spider-Man film arc. Gwen Stacy, for me, isn't supposed to know because in the cartoons and in the comics, he's always running out of the cinema and ditching on dates, and she never has any idea. Neither does Liz, neither does Betty. None of them know. So that's all kinds of just annoying because no one is supposed to know. He's supposed to carry the secret on his own, and I know that's a heavy burden, but that's part of being a hero, you know? Anyway, so we bought it and oh, I was so ecstatic. Like I would walk down the street. It was in the middle of the city. Brisbane City is where I live in Queensland. And we walked down a long street called Ann Street, which connects the valley where all the nightclubs are, and by day they're all shops and businesses and other stuff like that. And I walked the whole way down. And I basically performed The Wizard and I from the really famous musical from 2003, Wicked. And that was fantastic, and people were staring, and my friend was like, what is he doing? Why is he doing this? People are watching, but I don't know. I feel things so much more intensely than other people do, and I just needed, you know, singing for me is the way. I'm an emotional singer, if you will. I am an emotional singer, so that's how I got it off my chest. I mean, even then, I bought many other things, which I'll feature in other videos, so stay tuned because I've got lots of things to show you guys. If you'd like me to go in detail, I will do another video, I suppose a sort of added video, because I love Spider-Man. I mean, look at this, look how great I look. I mean, it is really huge and big and baggy, and I do intend to work out and fill out and kind of, you know, really bulk into it, which tomorrow I'm actually starting a high protein diet from a company called Herbalife that my friend Damien is currently a consultant with, and it's kind of like well-being consultants and things like that. Look out for a video with him in the coming weeks, because I'll be trying it and I'll have more experience with it and I'll be able to talk to you about it. So yeah, stay tuned. Hope you guys are having a lovely week. My weekend was huge, but that's another video. That's all from me this week. Hope you're having a lovely day. Mine's quite rainy and overcast, but the lighting, as you can see, is rather nice. I will be getting artificial lighting soon, so don't stress, everyone. That's me. That's Spider-Man. That's my experience with Spider-Man. And I will see you next time. Ciao for now.